Hello everybody, this is Bobby Ratliff with Slate Dulcimers, and I'm here to explain a little bit about my Dulcimer kit that I'm offering. And this is like an introduction video. I just want to tell you a little bit about some of the stuff that is on the, if you're interested in one of the kits, I'll email this to you. So I wanted to explain a little bit. I done one video, but I got a little long-winded and went off subject a little bit. So I'm just going to go down the line and explain to you some of the supplies you'll need and some of the stuff you'll be getting when you receive the kit. And this video I'll send to people that are potential buyers. That way you can look at the supply list and see if it's some stuff that you can come up with, and hopefully I can sell you a kit. So let's get started with it. Okay, when you get the kit, or when I email you this list or send it to you, I can send out an email one, but I'll also send one in the kit, a paper one. But some of the supplies you need, first one is wood glue, and this type of wood glue called Aleene's wood glue. It's just a 4-ounce bottle, and that's plenty enough to build a dulcimer with. You can get that at Walmart. There's a lot of other wood glues. For instance, this Gorilla wood glue. It will work, but I don't like it as good as the Aleene's. Titebond, the original Titebond, you can use that. So you'll need some wood glue. The next thing you'll need is a hammer. I've got a little specialized hammer that I use to install the frets with. It's got an aluminum head. It's called a dead blow hammer. It's got sand or something in this little part up here. You don't have to have that though. When I assemble the demo dulcimer in the following videos, I'm just going to use a claw hammer just to show everybody that you can use it with a simple claw hammer. You'll need a small handsaw or a razor knife. Irwin makes this little hobby saw. It's it's extremely sharp, and it's very good, and you can get it for less than 20 bucks. I think Hobby Lobby sells these little hobby saws. You'll need a saw, or if you've got a sharp knife like a razor knife, or this is like, I call this a hawkbill knife, but you'll need a knife just to cut the sides to length. That's the only, you'll need a knife or a saw to do that. You'll need a piece of thin packing foam or bubble wrap, and this is a little piece of the packing foam I got with some kind of a shipment that I ordered, or you can use bubble wrap. You'll need a piece of that, and if you can come up with a piece of thicker foam, it can even be an inch thick. Not styrofoam, but this packing type foam. It's more dense, and it has a little bit of memory, but you'll need something like that. And that's to use to attach your overlays with. And you'll need some masking tape. This blue masking tape, it works good, but if all you can get is the plain old tan colored masking tape, that'll work fine. You'll need clothespins. You'll use those for attaching the kerfing, which is this. you'll need some kind of clamps or books, and you'll need books like heavy old encyclopedias, something like that. You'll need those in order to glue your overlays on with. The center strip and your sound hole reinforcement. You'll need books for that, but you'll also need some kind of clamping device possibly. And I've got a couple different ones that I can show you. Lowe's, probably Hobby Lobby, but any of the construction Home Depot places, Harbor Freight, somewhere like that, should sell these in sets. If you can come up with some of these big ones, if you had probably about 8 or 10 of these, that would be enough to do what you need. If you're interested in making your own clamps, this is simply a 4-inch sewer line, a sewer pipe. Maybe if you have a friend or somebody in construction that has some left over, you can take a hacksaw and you know, you can go to, it'd be cheap even if you went to the lumber yard and got you a brand new piece, probably less than 20 bucks, and just take you a hacksaw and cut them about 5/8 or 3/4 inch wide. You can see on mine I've put a little scrap leather on the tips where they go together. Sometimes they'll scratch it. You don't have to do that, but it helps if you can. But you just cut them out and then cut a slot in one side to make you a big clamp. Those work really good and they're really cheap. I've got some I've used for years. And of course, if you can't come up with any kind of clamps, we'll make books work. Another thing you can do, if there's a garage near your house, go see if they've got an old inner tube. You can just take scissors and make you some large rubber bands with it, and there's a lot of uses for that when building a dulcimer. So get you some of those if you can. Another thing you'll need is a straight edge. Could just be an old 12-inch ruler or yardstick, or even a straight piece of wood. If you've got a little slat of wood about 12 inches long, you'll need that. You'll need some files or sanding stick. This is a store-bought file, as most of you know, and if you have some files, if you go to Hobby Lobby or somewhere, order off eBay or something, a set of the Smile file set, you can usually get these for 10 or 15 bucks for a full set. If you don't have that, you can make some sanding sticks. This is basically 100 grit sandpaper glued onto a stick about, I don't know, 1/2 inch, 5/8 inch wide. And you'll need some sanding blocks. A sanding block. This one's about 2.5 by around 5.5, but you'll need it to be, depending on which kit you get. If you get a kit with a 2-inch tile sides, you'll need the sanding block to be around 2.5. So just get you some scrap wood. I just used wood glue and glued my piece of sandpaper on it. You will need a sandpaper assortment. On the sheet I have listed 80, 100, 120, 150, 150, 220, 320, 400, and 600. Or at a bare minimum, I suggest you try to find some 100, 150, 220, and 320. Now at some lumber stores, and I think Lowe's, places like that, you can just buy it by the sheet, and that'd be your best bet. Maybe Home Depot or Lowe's, to just get one sheet of each grit that I have listed on here on the supplies and steps for construction sheet. You really don't need 80. You can get 80 if you want, because the parts will all be sanded with 80, so it'd be best to start out at 100. So, but I did list 80. You'll need a hard, smooth surface or a piece of 2x4 or something similar to lay your fretboard on when installing the frets. You need maybe just a big thick book to lay your fretboard on. You don't want your fretboard to bounce when you're hammering the frets in. You could break your fretboard, because it's the Virginia style Dulcimer fretboard is hollow, so you want as little bounce as you can get. The finish, I won't go into finish a whole lot, but at the least you can just buy some wood wax like the S.C. Johnson paste wax or the Butcher's Bowling Alley wax, or just buy some of the neutral colored paste shoe polish. I think the brand is Kiwi. They make in a little can about the size of a snuff can. Just put it on there and go by the directions just like you'd polish a pair of shoes. And I won't go into detail about finishes, but there's all kinds of finishes you can use, but I would at least put a wax finish on it at the least. And some of the things you'll be getting in the kit, you'll get a tuning key. And you'll get a set of zither pins, and those will be what you put your string through the little hole and tune it. Your tuning key goes on it. You just turn it in to the Dulcimer. You'll get a set of zither pins, and you'll get your tuning key. You'll get a sound hole template, and that is that. It will show you. You'll cut this out, cut this pattern out, and you'll lay it on top of your soundboard, and it'll show you where the center of your sound hole patches are underneath. I marked the center of it in case you just want to go the easy route and drill like a 3/4 or 1 inch hole as a sound hole. Or I've got the diamond if you want to do the diamond shape like I use on my Dulcimers. Or at the least the pattern is there to show you where the reinforcements are on the back of the soundboard, so you can design your own sound holes. But you'll get that template. You'll either get some little finishing nails or some push pins or something to locate your scroll buttons that'll go on your peg head, and you'll get string anchor nails, however many strings you use on your Dulcimer, order your Dulcimer with, you'll get that many string anchor nails. You'll get the decorative nails for the scroll buttons. These are just an upholstery tack. If you choose, you can maybe go to an upholstery shop or go online and order some fancier than that. You'll also be getting a soundboard. May or may not be this type of wood. This one's pine. It'll come pre-drilled with the fretboard sound holes in the board. It won't have writing this big on it. I just made that writing that big for this one because it's going to be my demo Dulcimer that I put together on camera to demonstrate to everyone how to do it. But it will have writing on it to show everybody what goes where. You'll get a soundboard, and you'll get a back. Notice the back is marked down the middle where you put your and I spelled strip wrong. The backing strip, the back strip that goes down the center. But there's your kerfing. There's a kerfing line that goes all the way around the edge where you set your kerfing at. We'll get into that in a later video if you decide to order. But that's all marked where everything goes. You'll get these strips or that the back strip, center back strip. They'll be glued down the center. You'll get the sound hole reinforcement. They're just a real paper thin piece of wood that you'll glue. That's what the book for, and what you'll need a book for and the foam for is to lay on top of that and glue that down. You'll get a set of sides, and the side reinforcement, I have boxes drawn on there, and you get little reinforcement pieces that will go on there to go in these little boxes. You glue those on. You'll also get a pre-drilled fretboard. You see the fret holes pre-drilled, and you'll get, I'll go ahead and shape the frets for you. I don't know if I can get these to show up or not. They're just made like a staple. That's why they call them staple frets for those not familiar with the traditional Dulcimer. And they just go in the, if I can get one to just sit there. Anyway, I can't, these ain't really made for this fretboard. I just got them out for a demo purpose, but they'll be pre-drilled, and you just set them in the hole and hammer them in. You also get a, I call this a semi-D tailpiece. The traditional D style tailpieces were a little more D shaped, but I made them this design to be a little easier for a beginner to deal with them. But that's your tailpiece, and then you'll get a peg head, and it'll have scroll buttons that goes here, what I call the Virginia button scroll. And I think that's about it on everything you'll get. So I'm gonna shut it off, and thank you for watching. Thanks for the interest in it, and I'm gonna have a number 2 video that goes over part 2 introduction video that'll go over the steps of assembling the Dulcimer. Thank you.